Not much. What's going on, gentlemen?
Give me some Linda Ronstadt, please.
Yes. You know it. You're psyched.
Don't want to make my brown eyes blue. Give me some songs.
I can't
You're
even
no
start.
good.
If I start singing Blue Bayou, it'll get stuck in my head.
I want to hear you. Come on, Rhodesy. This is pre-game.
You know, it's the come back someday, come what may, on Blue Bayou, and that part just. I would try to get cute and sing up in that register, but I don't want to scare anybody away.
Clue me in, boys. What happened over the weekend? I live vicariously through you both.
Well, I'll start it up. Friday night we had the Black Diamond sessions. Played over at Mad Cats in Palatine. That was a great show, man. That's Zach Avery, Gracie on vocals, and Johnny Martinez. That was your front line, and then you got the rhythm section. It was good. It was a hot show. Hot show for an indoor show in the summer.
Yeah.
They turn on the air?
No, they didn't. You didn't really need to. It was kind of comfortable on Friday. That was pretty much my weekend. I didn't get to see much. Me and Rhodesy were going to meet up at Sundance yesterday, but it kind of got lousy with the weather. I mean, obviously the show still went on, but that was the only other thing I was going to do. Rhodes, what about you? What'd you do?
Well, my show got rained out on Friday or Saturday. I was supposed to play with Focal Point at Potter's Place. Wouldn't you know, it was like the only row of storms rolling through went right through the middle of Naperville. Hey, at least they called it this time, relatively, that's like a hour and a half, hour 45 for me to get down to Naperville from where I live. So, well worth it, man. I mean, Focal Point's a great band, so it would have been worth every mile I drove for sure.
While we're waiting, that rain insurance isn't what it's all cracked up to be. It's really hard to collect, meaning it has to be a certain amount wherever the measurement device is. So you could have your place there, but if the measurement device is like 10 miles down the road and it doesn't have the certain amount of inches of rain that needs to come, they screw you. Why don't we do a Desi Arnaz tribute band?
Lucio got some explaining to do.
You got some explaining to do.
Babaloo!
Babaloo!
So yeah, after the show got canceled, I actually went and saw Empress at the Port of Blarney for a little bit on Saturday. And they the Port of Blarney, they were nice. It looks like they put in a stage as well. I don't remember there ever being a stage at that place, but
where is that place?
I guess it's off of Grass Lake Road in Antioch, I guess.
Okay, it's Antioch. All right.
Yeah.
Blue Bayou.
Yeah, don't start. I'll get my head.
What are the other songs? I'm getting fired up. Tamara's about to
When Will I Be Loved?
When will I be loved?
No, it doesn't go like that.
It's so easy.
There you go. Oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
Hey!
Hi, guys.
Can you
Hey,
sing
Tamara.
Can you sing a few bars before we start, please?
Which song?
What's the best? I'm trying to get fired up for Linda Ronstadt. You're going to do
It's
it. Pick
so
one.
easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love.
Excellent.
Everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I know her from the Codery and from Discord. I think I'm, just mutual friends, Dan Dillon, Chris Rhodes, Mike Dermont. Yeah. And actually, ironically, we do have another common friend. Karen Ruth is, I think Tamara, you and I talked about this. So my wife, Gail, she grew up across the street from Karen and her younger sister, Chrissy. And Chrissy stood up in our wedding. So she knows the Nelsons very well. That kind of a way that it kind of came around that, saw her at a show or something and we started talking. And so there was mutual friends involved.
Yeah. And now it's Karen Attella.
That's right. She married Bill. That's correct.
So.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Awesome. I love them. They're one of my favorite couples of all time. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Tamara, how are you?
It's long time no see.
Yeah, right? I was just saying I went to go see you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, sure did. It was wonderful to see you walk in. That was great.
Where were you at, Tamara?
So we were at Port of Blarney in Antioch. So not the island, but the bar at the port, which is really fun. And they put a brand new big wooden stage out in the back last year. And we were their first band last year, and we were their first band this year. So Empress was excited to be there. It's always a good time there.
Did you ever play the casino?
Never played the casino. You got any connections?
Yeah.
I'll take those.
Empress is playing at the Empress.
Yes, I think that would be very apropos. We should definitely do that.
So why Linda Ronstadt?
So, it's kind of a nice story, I think. I had open heart surgery 8 months ago and got my mitral valve repaired. And while I was recovering, my buddy Mike Ostrenga, who who was in Empress with me at the time, he would call me every day and just keep me in good spirits and, just talk about music and different things that we could do to keep my mind off things and looking forward. And so we were like, what tribute project could we put together? Because it's all the rage right now with the tribute projects. And so we put our heads together and came up with Linda Ronstadt. And we went and found some people to join us. And ever since, it's been we've been cooking and working really, really hard on it. And our first show is coming up this weekend, so we're super excited.
Wait, first show? I thought you've been doing this for a while. I'm getting confused.
We have been working on this for a while, but this will be our official first show this weekend.
No kidding. And where's it going to be?
It's at Sundance in Mundelein.
What day?
It's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Oh boy.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Shut your mouth, Mike. Don't you put that in the universe.
Okay.
No, we're super excited. We'll be in there on their outdoor stage, 7 to 9 or 7:30 to 9:30. It's a 2-hour set. We'll go straight through. Anything over 2 hours, and you're kind of getting into those deep cuts. So we want to make sure people know the music, and I think people will be surprised how many songs they do know.
One of the things, I'm a huge Linda Ronstadt fan. I mean, it's I know Pete's going to give me a hard time about it, but you're going to give me a hard time.
Very
Don't
masculine.
give me a hard time.
Going.
I'm a huge fan. I always have been. And, I got a bunch of her albums. And, it's one of these bands where, she wrote a lot of great songs, but she also covered a lot of songs. So I imagine, your set on Friday is going to be, with, not just her stuff, but a lot of cover songs. I mean, that she made popular.
That's a great point. And Mike, and I'm going to correct you a little bit. She did not write her own songs. All of her songs are covers. Every single song is a cover. So she was a cover band artist, just like some of us are. But she certainly made a lot of the songs really popular when the original artist had done them and they didn't really quite, make it. So she was responsible for really bringing a lot of songs to light and, did them in her own way. And she's just known for her amazing range and stage presence and just had the most amazing voice you could imagine. And really, she spanned so many different genres too: country, pop, rock,
Mexican.
and, her Latin. She had a
Latin
whole
stuff, yeah,
several Latin, and she would sing completely in Spanish. So she's a queen, right?
Oh, I didn't realize she didn't write any of that stuff.
No, she sure didn't.
So how did she get her break? Like, what had happened? Is she like tight with some producers or something?
Yeah, so it's interesting. She started out with a band called the Stone Poneys.
Yeah.
And they were just playing bars, doing cover songs just like we all do. And some producers had come out to watch them and they really wanted her, but they weren't interested in the band. But they saw some potential in her. And she kept saying, no, you got to have my band. I'm not going to go on my own. And then after her band kind of fizzled out, then she did start working with some producers. And then she got involved with Dolly Parton. And she had a trio with Dolly Parton and Emmylou Harris, which became, they did several albums together. And you'll recognize some songs off of there. For example, Different Drum came from that album. So, and then the rest is history. She just went on to make album after album that were successful hits.
What wasn't Different Drum Stone Pony's song?
No, they didn't write any original songs either. It's you'll be amazed when you start to realize where her music comes from. And she does give credit during her concerts to all of the different artists that make up her set list.
Not one original?
No, I did a lot of research on her when I started this project. And, as I started to pick through the songs, I wanted to really make the set list as, recognizable as possible. And so I would really study, okay, where'd this song come from? And, how popular was it? And so it was really interesting to kind of go through and see her whole story.
Women really like Linda Ronstadt. I brought it up. My wife, her ears perked up, and I guess if the girls come, then the guys will come to the club. Is that what's happening?
Let's hope. Well, the guys really liked Linda Ronstadt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was a beautiful, beautiful woman. And she liked the guys too. She dated many artists. Pretty much anyone she had a song with, a male that she did a song with, she was dating them. And she never married, but she certainly was known for her vast dating experience.
Now I'm interested. She was a playa.
She was. She dated. So interesting enough, her backing band, after she went out on her own, she gathered musicians together for her backing band, that they became the Eagles. So that was her original backing band. She dated Don Henley. She dated Glenn Fry. So she definitely, she dated, who's the other one?
Schmidt?
It's escaping me. Joe
Walsh?
Joe Walsh?
Yes, Joe Walsh. So yeah, she made her rounds.
Now,
but yeah, they became.
I can't see those two together.
Right. Well, she dated Aaron Neville, who that was interesting. That was very interesting.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she made a whole album of duets with him.
Right.
Only one brother or all the brothers?
Yes.
Just one, Aaron.
But yeah, so then they became the Eagles after they had been her backing band. So very interesting that worked out that way.
And isn't it kind of interesting that the drummer for your band is the drummer in Heartache Tonight, which is an Eagles cover band?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very cool how everything kind of fell together. And also our guitar player, Tom O'Brien, he's from Heartache Tonight as well.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So you're going to like this. Bringing it full circle here for you. I went to a graduation party on Saturday, and Bean, the drummer, his wife, Connie, was at the party. And she goes, I'm going to be at Sundance twice this weekend because you got your show on Friday, and I believe they're playing on Saturday.
They are.
Yeah, so just I'm going to be two nights I'm going to be at Sundance.
Yep. Yeah, wonderful. And Connie and Bean, they're great people. And we're just really excited to finally get this thing out and show you what we've been working on. We have 4-part harmonies and some really authentic music. And we've got Rob Jess from Icons of Country and Codery. He's also in the Codery. He's our keyboardist and vocalist. And then we have Jody Fields as the backing vocalist, and she's amazing. And then, of course, Michael Ostrenga on bass.
So how did you pick, again, you got with Mike and you sat down and said, we're going to come up with a concept. And then just tell me again how Linda Ronstadt came up. I mean, it is unique. You're the only one that's there, but did you like it as a kid growing up, or it just,
Yeah,
we're not Helen Reddy?
I can't say I liked it as a kid. I kind of grew up I did grow up in a very religious family, and we didn't listen to much other than Christian music. What I was allowed to listen to, I should say. So I didn't really start. Yes, I didn't start experiencing rock music until I was out of the house. But I was thinking, okay, brunette. I need to find a brunette woman that I can do a tribute project to. And I was even thinking of doing Evanescence because I do the alt rock stuff with Empress. But all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, what about Linda Ronstadt? And can I pull this off? And it was very intimidating to try to emulate her, but I think we're doing an okay job. So hopefully you guys think so too.
I like the fact that you selected a band that doesn't have any coverage. Nobody's doing it. And no discount to the other cover band or tribute bands out there, but we don't need another Grateful Dead tribute band. We don't need another Journey tribute band. So to your credit, you're doing something completely different, which really lends itself to theater shows. And I think we talked about this even with Mike Ostrenga, more so than a bar. I think it really lends itself to places like the Displays Theater. More money, but it's a performance, right? You want to hear the vocal harmonies. Linda Ronstadt wasn't, she wasn't a headbanger, so you want to hear these songs. And so a lot of the songs are just, you sit back and listen to them. And you can dance to them, but but it does lend itself to theater type shows. Which I think
Absolutely.
is great. Yeah.
It absolutely does. And we've already, got ourselves booked in a few theaters coming up. We're at the Row, we're at the Roxy in Lockport. So we've got some good shows coming up where it is more people come to listen to the music, and sit down and just really enjoy the concert. So it's very different than my other project, which is more of a bar band.
Right.
So
Right.
I love having the two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, very diversified. I'll tell you that Rouse Center is that is a tremendous theater. I played there last month with Derek Procell and the All-Star Mojo Band, and I think it probably seats like 500, but it's got the old architecture from, what was it, built like in the 30s or something? It's a really neat theater. That's Crystal Lake, downtown Crystal Lake.
What's the other band?
So the other band is Empress, which is an alternative rock, female-fronted alternative rock project, 90s, early 2000s, alt rock and grunge.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
What-
So that's the one that Chris visited yesterday at
Yeah.
Port of Blarney.
and
A great band, good players. Bill Attella, Francois, Alex, Tamara, Sean on drums. Real good combination of players. Real energetic too.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Francois is just so great on stage. I love that guy.
Linda Ronstadt, getting back to her now, I'm thinking about it. You're trying to pick
Linda.
you're trying to pick a project and you're going through the inventory. I didn't know she didn't write her own stuff, which makes it better for you because there's a lot of stuff to choose from, right? So you don't have to get honed in like, some acts only have a few hits and the rest of them people don't understand. When you play the obscure stuff, people zone out, right?
Sure. And I remember someone saying, does she have enough material to do a tribute? And oh my gosh, yes, she does. Album after album with all these hits. And as you start digging through the material, you're like, oh yeah, I know that one. Oh, I remember this one. And I think that's what people will have that type of experience when they see us is, oh, I know this song, thinking that they don't really know a lot of her material, but you'll be surprised. And it's just all so good. It's, spans so many different genres that we really can keep our set very dynamic and go from, rock to pop to a little bit of country and then, Motown. It really is just kind of all over the place. So it's been really fun to cultivate that set list.
What's your favorite song that she does?
Oh, so there's a song called Telling Me Lies, and it's a song she did with Dolly and Emmylou in their little trio, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. It just is one of those heartbreakers, something about it when you hear it, and the whole band has fallen in love with it, and we all feel the same way about it. So that's one of our favorites. And then, of course, the standard tunes, the When Will I Be Loved, It's So Easy. We're doing a couple Eagles songs because she covered Desperado, and she's considered the best version of Desperado ever have done. And then Take It Easy we're covering, but we're putting a very different spin on it. And then, of course, Blue Bayou, which is our namesake. So that song everyone loves. It's amazing. It spans 2 octaves in its range. It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty hard, I guess.
It was a beast. Yes.
So which of those songs do you have video on that I can put at the beginning of the show that you like?
Yeah, we have several videos up on our website and Facebook, Blue Bayou, Illinois. And we went and did a recorded live practice, if you will, and got some video to put up so people could see what we're working on.
And which is your favorite? Which one should I put up? You're just like, that's a winner.
So You're No Good. That's a song that most people think of in a tribute to Linda Ronstadt. So that's always a good one. Different Drum is one of my favorites, and that one's up there as well. Hey, I'm going to take advantage of this, free promotion here.
The demonetization podcast. we get copyrighted every show. Why should
Right? I bet you do.
You got people asking how much material he has, and all I can think of is, how many artists have two greatest hits volumes. There was a 1 and a 2, right? There was the blue cover volume 1 or whatever, and the maroon cover volume 2. I actually had both of those on album before I traded them in for, nothing.
Yeah.
I got rid of all my albums.
Oh, they might have been worth something at this point. Plus, she has all her beautiful duets. Like we're doing 2 of the most famous duets with her and Aaron Neville, which would be "Don't Know Much" and "All My Life." And those, "Don't Know Much" had won 3 Grammys. It went platinum. It's a very, very popular song. That whole album did really well. And she did a duet with Don Henley as well called "Heartbreak Kind," and we have that one in there.
It's almost like she kept reinventing herself.
Yeah.
She got through that 60s period with the Stone Poneys, and then she did, like you said, she did this thing with Emmylou Harris and Dolly Parton, and then she went off on her own, had all these hits, right? They were not stuff that she wrote, and then she kind of faded away there, but then she came back in the 80s, and she had some more hits, and then the duets.
She did.
She's iconic, really.
She did. When she came back in the 80s, she had turned very pop, which was apropos for that time. So you remember Heat Wave came out of that album, which is very different style than the rest of her stuff.
You know what I'm thinking about now? I'm having flashbacks. She did have a lot of good stuff. And why is Columbia Record Club coming to mind? She was...
I think she worked with all of the major record labels for sure, and certainly all the men in the business.
But did you guys do that? You put in your $1 and you got
you get 10 tapes,
and you only have to buy 10 more.
Full price. 3 times the price.
Oh, I loved doing that. They had that thing for books too. But yeah, you're right. You would pay very little, and you would get installments coming through the mail. Then all of a sudden you'd have this big bill.
What happened?
First bad credit ding when I was 13 years old. I never recovered.
And we do remember that. We even remember 8 tracks, right?
Oh man.
Oh,
those are the worst.
I remember them, you guys remember.
I had a whole collection of 8 tracks. Those sucked. You know what the worst part about 8 tracks was? It wasn't when you were playing Boston. No, Boston's first album works perfectly. It was any time we had a concept album. Any Jethro Tull, any Yes, anything with a long composition, long songs, it would fade out in the middle of the song. It would click to the next track and then fade back in. It was about the worst way you could listen to a Yes album.
Yeah.
or anything, anything that was progressive, where it was long songs.
Pink Floyd.
Oh, Pink Floyd. Yeah. We just chopped it all up. It was terrible.
Wow. That's funny. I remember we had one of those brown station wagons with the wooden, and we would go on these trips with my parents, and they would always have the 8 tracks going on in there. So I remember that.
Great.
Or the 45 record player in the car.
I don't recall that. Is that a thing? That's not a thing.
I don't recall that either.
No. 8 tracks, man.
8 tracks.
Well, the old used cars I had as a kid. What was it? No.
And then it was the cassettes with the boom box, because most of us didn't have a tape deck in the car yet.
Yep.
We bring the boom box with batteries.
Up on your shoulder. Yep.
Throw it in the front seat and jack the volume.
And then we went to CDs, and we've been through it, man.
All the stream it,
and now you stream everything.
Yeah, no, the kids are buying vinyl now, right?
Yeah, everything comes full circle, doesn't it?
Why?
They think they're creating all this new stuff, but we've already seen all of it. There's nothing new. It just comes back around.
Does it really sound that much better?
It's the miracle.
Well, we're old and our hearing's gone. So what are the kids trying to do? I don't get it. It's
vintage. Vintage is in.
Oh, okay. But
it's the cool factor.
I don't. Rhodesy, do you use vinyl?
No, not anymore. I kept some just because it seems like some of them would be worth some money, but. No, I don't actually spin any of them anymore.
But I mean, can you even see the grooves to put the needle in? I mean, it's Orfanos. I'm just saying that's the
I mean,
30-year-old
you're
kid.
asking me. I had about 750 albums, some that I bought, and then I inherited everything from my brother and sister. So I had this huge collection, and every time I moved, I had to move this freaking collection of albums. So I started going to the used record stores, and I got smart. I would bring about 20 albums in, and then I would get in-store credit, and I would supplement them and buy some CDs, you know.
Yeah,
And then finally, I just got tired of it, so I had one of those plastic Christmas bins that you have Christmas ornaments in, filled. And I took it to the record swap in Arlington Heights at the hotel, and some guy gave me, I don't know, 35 or 40 bucks for the whole thing. It was, now I still have some that's, you know, it's all the end of the alphabet for me, like, you know, Woodstock and, you know, whatever I couldn't fit in that bin is still in my basement. I don't even have a record player to play them on. Yeah.
Well, you know, they sell record players on Amazon, so that'd be an easy fix for you.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
Not going back.
I got about 1,700 CDs. That's it. I'm done. No more.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and and I bought a Linda Ronstadt one recently. I'm going to tell you, they got these really good deals on Amazon. You get like 5 albums for like $20, and there's like a no frills. It's just in a cardboard.
Columbia thing all over again.
Yeah, but it's, I wanted those 5 albums, and you know what Tamara was saying, it was some of that 80s stuff that I didn't have. And, you know, I put it on, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that song. Oh yeah, that was a hit, you know. And I, you know, went through and listened to his good stuff. But I mean, I'll still go and occasionally buy a CD here and there, but you know, I mean, even that I should probably be streaming like the rest of the kids.
I'll tell you what, I paid for the YouTube music, and that's been like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's the
Especially
best.
when you're learning band songs, right? Constantly learning new material. Yeah.
How many songs does that give you, Rhodesy? How many songs?
Oh, unlimited.
Yeah.
And you can create playlists. That's what I do with all the, you know, all the shows and gigs I have to learn stuff for. That I just create playlists on YouTube. And, you know, because I'm a premium member, you don't have any ads or anything like that.
Exactly. And that's a great way to share your set list with your band too, because you can just create a playlist and we can all work with the same versions, because, you know, when someone shows up learning a different version, it becomes an issue.
Yeah. I mean, some people use Spotify and some of the other ones that, you know, they'll do the same thing. It's just whatever you prefer. I like YouTube for whatever reason. Well,
it's YouTube to get the live version, whatever it is, everybody's in tune. Then you got to match it up with whatever, I don't know, for me, it was tabs. It's like, there's 30 million versions of the song. Which one are we going to do?
Yeah.
But then again, there's more professional musicians like yourself that you don't have to do that. But those are,
I mean, like Codery, for instance, Pete, a lot of us will we have a sign up list, and most of us will send a link to YouTube, and it will actually be the version of the song that we're going to play. So there's no confusion and everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
So just like Tamara just said, just send them that list and this is what we're playing and how we play it.
Yeah. Speaking of the Codery, we have the Yacht Rock Codery coming up in September, and I've been asked to be a part of that, so I'm thrilled to be playing some keys and doing some songs on that.
What songs are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, see, you put me on the spot again. I've signed up for quite a few piano songs. There's only 4 keyboardists, so we have to divvy those up, and then I'm singing a few too. So I can't even think of. Hey 19, I picked that one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about all I can think of right now. I think there was a Carole King one.
It's Too Late?
It is. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I think I'm going to do some congas on that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of opportunity for a lot of musicians on each song with the Yacht Rock thing.
It'll be fun. Now, did you go out and get a costume yet for the show?
No. For the Yacht Rock show? What are you wearing, Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Actually, I'm waiting for the LED Yacht Rock hats, sailor hats, to come back. I told Bongo Mike I'm getting one for him, and
I got the Yacht Rock hats. I don't have the LED one yet.
Yeah, they're gonna light up.
But Tamara, I think you got to start thinking about what are you going to wear for this show. I mean, you know, something yachty.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll just do some 70s type of bell bottoms and, that kind of thing, which I do dress for the Linda Ronstadt part like that. So.
Oh, what are you wearing for that?
So I do, she has so many different styles across the years, but I really love her 70s look. So that's what I'm going to stick with. And in the video, if you put that up, you'll see I'm rocking the bangs because she always had bangs. That's that was her signature style.
You doing costume changes then, or?
No. In a 2-hour set, we are going to go straight through. So there's no, we want to get as much material out there as we can during the show.
Gotcha.
So Linda Ronstadt, she won. Who was like number 2? Who else were you considering?
Well, I was looking at Evanescence, but I don't want to lug keyboards around anymore. I'm done lugging keyboards. Been doing that for 20 years. And I was thinking about maybe doing a Chris Cornell tribute because I love him so much, and we do a lot of that in Empress.
That's not easy.
I would do that in a heartbeat. He's one of my favorite artists. So some Audio Slave and Soundgarden, yeah.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
That was real music.
Absolutely.
Now you've excited Pete.
Yeah, he can get off the Linda Ronstadt now and be excited about music.
I
excited him.
Well, you need to come out and see Empress because we do quite a bit of Chris Cornell.
When is the next Empress show?
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Okay. Where's it at?
At Thirsty Beaver in Crestwood.
Thirsty Beaver in Crestwood. Just the name alone warrants attendance.
I know we're real mature every time we hear the Thirsty Beaver.
I said it with a straight face. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, we're booked up all the way through October at this point with Empress, so there's plenty of opportunity to see some shows.
All right,
it's a great band, Pete. I mean, I saw him at.
I hear you. I heard Chris Cornell. I'm like, all right.
Well, just in general, just the band that she's assembled with the guitar players. I saw, a 5-song mini set at the thing we did in February at Broken Oar, and I thought you guys were great. I mean, you guys were tearing it up.
Really appreciate that. We have a lot of fun, and we get to pick the songs that we really just all love. Everyone in the band really loves this genre, and that makes a difference when you're on stage.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Bongo Mike, what you got coming up?
I always got stuff, but I actually have nothing until July 3rd. So I had these 8 gigs, they were just like sandwiched in.
Say
like
July 3rd. That's you got
July
you are
3rd,
so
man.
booked. You're a busy guy, Mike.
I'm not. I am, but it's nice to kind of have a lull. So I got a couple of weeks where I don't have to do anything, and we got to work on some stuff. We're getting sets ready for July. But yeah, July 3rd at the Morton Grove Fest.
Oh,
I'm gonna be. We're 7 to 8:30, July 3rd, and I think we're opening for High Infidelity on the main stage. So that'll be fun.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, we do a fair amount of bar gigs and outdoor gigs. We talked about, how these outdoor gigs can get affected. Like, Rhodesy had his Focal Point gig canceled. The advantage of playing in the summers, you want to play outside. People want to be outside. Friday night at Sundance is going to be great. You got the tent, so you're sheltered, and it's supposed to be nice weather. So, you get out there, but, the downside is sometimes you do have inclement weather. So, I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed that the rest of the outdoor shows that I've got through October are, we don't get rained out. I got market stuff playing, like these like Wednesday market things, at different places, and, Pumpkin Fest and stuff like that. I mean, you just got to hope that the weather holds out,
Yeah, that's the rub, is you want to take advantage of the summer, but then you got to always watch and make sure it's actually going to go. We opened up for Seventh Heaven last weekend at Side Outs, and it ended up being a beautiful, gorgeous night. So we got so lucky.
Now that was outside, right?
Yeah. Outdoor stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure that brought a big crowd too. Got you a lot of exposure.
Yeah. We're excited to get that opportunity.
Very cool.
Rhodesy, what you got cooking?
June 27th, I'm playing with Melon Cougar in Crystal Lake, Corey Cable Parker or something like that.
All right.
It's a venue I'm not very familiar with. I know Crystal Lake, but I'm not exactly sure.
All right.
Yep. And then July 4th again with Melon Cougar out on Greentown on the Rocks.
Nice.
So that should be a good 4th of July show.
Yeah.
Well,
Do they have fireworks that day?
Yeah. That's
I'm
what
sure they
told.
will. Right over the harbor there. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
they're going to sync it up to you, Rhodesy.
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Playing the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh,
That'll be a great show, Chris. That's fun. I love
Yeah,
Greentown on the
absolutely.
Rocks.
and then just in July, I'll be circling around again with Focal Point and Renegade Wildflower as well.
Got it. All right. Tamara. Did I say
Yeah.
it right at the end?
You did. You got it.
Tamara Woodruff, Blue Bayou, and
Empress.
Empress.
Mhm.
Okay. Bongo Mike, Chris Rosie Rhodes. Great show, all. Thank you for showing up, Tamara. Appreciate
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
it. All right.
Take care,
Tamara.
guys.
See you guys.
Me.